This is the live stream I'm used to, you know, messing around with Facebook and Instagram. Instagram's not that bad, let me tell you. But Facebook, I don't know what's going on with Facebook. You need to work on these glitches that are happening. Yeah, Lenji, I don't know what's happening in Facebook land, but I tell you, man. Uh, you know, Facebook's got to work on those glitches. So, anyway, we're outside doing what we got to do, just checking in. It's been a minute. BX USA, NYC. Yeah, very bad lag in Facebook. I don't understand what's happening over there. Kind of make it. YouTube is great. I since the very beginning I haven't had any issues with YouTube. Instagram doesn't seem too glitchy, but Facebook, I gotta get it together. So, you know what? If I get the opportunity, I think I was supposed to do my challenge. I was asleep all day. Oops. So, I didn't really get the chance to do my. Okay, this is a bank. So, it's what, 9:30 p.m.? Okay. Almost done. Whew. Or you're doing actual posts, or you're doing whatever you're doing, there's always going to be lurkers. And like I say, I always want engagement, but the same thing we just covered on IG and Facebook. Can't expect people to do what you want them to do. You got to allow them to do whatever they want to do. That's just what it comes down to. And that cigarette smoke is strong. Especially after doing a workout. It's like, I used to always think to myself, like, man, you just finished doing sprints. You were on the track. And now you want to puff on a cigarette? At least blow down some green. You want to get that Newport menthol. I don't have a stabilizer, so, forgive if it's shaky. But I'm just spinning the block in the meantime. You know. Okay. Got my legs in. Damn, this is not really. Why? Carvel person's like, yo, what are you doing? Let me get my workout in, Let me do what I gotta do. Do what I gotta do. Let me be. There we go. Oh man, this is a little weird. Man. Of course, that box had to be right there, jacking my whole thing up. What are you talking about, bro? What equipment? You know you're in your head, right? When you ask partial questions, I don't know what's going on in your head when you say like a piece of something. Maybe I could go right here. Would that do it? Yeah, that'll work. At least that box is not in the way.
One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And another thing, I don't really understand, like, when it comes to people that just, okay, the equipment. Yeah. So, yeah, that's like it's not easy, you know? Because it's a nice, sizable thing that you have to have. So, like, when I have the phone like this, you know, it's busy, even though it's almost 10 p.m. It's like you got a phone in your hand. But when you got a stabilizer like that, it looks like you know that people are gonna be aware of what you're doing. You got a camera, you're moving around like you know, you're a damn news broadcasting station, you know. So, and it's not small, so it's not as convenient. So I don't always carry it around. But other than that, I just I just make sure that, oh, what I was saying, right? So when people come in here, right? You know I can't see who's there, right? Like I don't know who's checking in, who's not, unless you write a comment, you know. And by the way, I don't know if you're still here because it's short, so I know people have low attention spans. They come in and out, but what's up, Brinley? But like I was saying, unless you make a comment, I don't know who the heck is coming in or who's not. You know, I have no clue. I cannot see you. So, like sometimes I think like, you know, like some people are like, oh, he's gonna see me. I can't see you. I don't know who you are. So, it's one of those things. But yeah, been on for almost 15 minutes. Just wanted to check in because it's been a while. The music is on blast over here. Viva Mexico! Yeah, and I wanted to say, after this train passes, yeah, I wanted to say, Facebook is glitchy, Instagram is okay, and she got some straight teeth. YouTube has always been great. What's up, Carol? Yeah, so been about 15 minutes we've been live. I just did a little leg routine out here. Did some chin ups. They're watching you with the double bubble eyes. And yeah, we out here doing what we have to do, you know? People be blasting the music. I swear, you go into the, you know, wherever you want to go out. You can be in the projects and it'd be 2 o'clock in the morning, blasted like that with the speakers booming, bass trembling, shaking the whole building. It's like, sheesh. I know the neighbors are like, you know what? We just got to get used to this. Because Miss Gonzalez, they are literally knocking the tunes out here. But I also wanted to check in, like I said, I was mentioning Facebook and Instagram, and we covered this in the last 2 live streams over there. But I think it's just the right thing to just go to each social media platform and just crush it everywhere we go. You know, it's this, we can't just do YouTube and have people check into YouTube. So if you've seen the content a little bit like less in frequency, is because literally started a whole bunch of different channels and pages and accounts and all of that, from TikTok to X to multiple accounts on Facebook, multiples on Instagram, and trying to balance all of that out with a brand new subreddit that was created and a new Reddit account alongside Telegram. That's a lot, you know? So I wanted to just clarify that. I know I didn't like make a formal announcement on YouTube or anywhere about that, but you know, you don't want to burn out when you're doing things for fun. So that's why I just try and space everything out in a way that has me pacing and not having me like really teeter my whole brain out of gas, you know? So that's what that is. And as I was mentioning, when it comes to Facebook and Instagram, like over there I was talking about how, yeah, we got a new subreddit that was created. It's a brand new channel. It's like a community that's being formed over there, right? And I'm hype about it. Like, I'm like, yeah, you know, people could really come there. And instead of just me being here and just whatever, doing what I do, it's like, hey, you could really come over there, and whatever you're into, you could post on the community that we just started, you know? Instead of me just posting stuff and whatever, you could come over there and share and we could get it together. But then that bubble got bursted because it's like, yeah, well, you know what? Like I said, some people only want to be on Facebook. Some people only want to be on Instagram or TikTok or wherever they're at. They could be on Twitch. So instead of trying to constantly push people to go wherever, we're just gonna go to every social media platform and not try and get people out of their comfort zones, you know? So that's the revelation I came to, and that's how we're gonna do it. I think that's the best way to go about it. Because people like to stay in their comfort zones, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. So we should be stepping out of our comfort zones. And that's what we're doing. So in spacing everything out, I mentioned that. And the other thing I'm mentioning is this next track. This next track is called No Jomo. And again, it's another fusion in English and Hindi. Should be a good one. The vibe is dark, the way I like. And it's got that good feel. And I think it's interesting because we're going to be able to bring about what we normally bring about. And, you know, the artist I'm working with, he's I don't know if he's still here in the chat, but he's stepping it up. He's also stepping his vocal chain up. So in due time, he'll be at a place where it'll be a good thing. And I kind of like I like the hybrid approach, but more than anything, because I never did that before. I never like ever even had a desire to go hybrid with the style or with the music. But more than anything, it's about just passion, desire, wanting to do things, and staying curious and not letting life get the best of you to where you get distracted to where you cannot continue. So that's really what it comes down to, and that's no attack on anyone else, but it just is what it is. you know you gotta make the time for whatever it is we're doing. you know Again, Lenji, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what no people means. You got to be able to, like, I can't read your mind, brother. So I just say all of that to say you got to be able to stay in it, able to want to devote time consistently, and keep at it no matter what. That's what it comes down to. If you're able to do that and prove it over time, then that's what I resonate with that. you know so that's really what it comes down to, and that's what I wanted to cover. I'm not gonna go into the whole backdrop on this track right now, but no, you did not say no Jomo. You said no people, because it's literally right there, and I had no idea what no people means. But that's the next track, and that's what we're gonna bring. Gonna bring the heat as usual, and whenever life throws curveballs at you, you make sure you get right back up and you don't stop. You don't stop. That's just you just output and you keep going, because life is always going to throw crap at you on a regular basis. Sometimes you'll have smooth nights, you'll have good days, you'll sleep well, but then you know something really tough will happen as well, and then what are you going to do? You're going to honestly, like, what really hits me is if I succumb to, like, things I shouldn't do. Like, if I was to go into drinking, drugging, anything like that, that would throw me off, because I use that as a scapegoat for my pain. And then I'd be off point. And then it takes me a while to bounce back. So that would be a reason for me to not, stay driven. But I think as long as we stay driven and we stay consistent and we stay focused and we stay in the realm of sobriety, then we're going to be fine. We're going to keep bouncing back, we'll come stronger, and we'll stay with it and not quit on ourselves. That's really what it comes down to. And with that being said, I am going to get back to doing what I'm doing. I just wanted to check in, and I appreciate anyone that has stopped by. And as usual, I value your time, and we'll do this again soon. Catch you later.